Why is it that some people simply don't fall in love? Not haven't yet. Not haven't met the right person. But genuinely, deeply, almost constitutionally, don't fall in love. Let's walk into that mind together. Slowly, carefully, honestly. Because this isn't a story about broken people. It's a story about different wiring, different experiences, different psychologies, different worlds within the same species. So sit with me, listen closely, and let's peel this open layer by layer. To begin, let me ask you something uncomfortable. What if love, romantic love, isn't as universal as we pretend it is? We talk about it like oxygen. In movies, in music, in families, in every story told by people who do fall in love. But the human mind is not standardized, and love for some is not a default setting. And that's not a failure. It's a clue that their psychology is built differently. The first layer, attachment. The psychologist John Bowlby believed that every child develops an attachment style, shaped by how safe or unsafe their early environment was. Some grow up secure, able to connect, able to trust. Some grow up anxious, terrified of losing love. But some become avoidant, not because they hate love, but because love never felt safe. Imagine a child who learns early. Closeness is dangerous. People leave. People disappoint. Needing someone hurts. The brain adapts. It protects itself. It says, I don't need that. I'm fine alone. Fast forward years later, and everyone else thinks they're emotionless, when really they're experts at self-protection. Avoidant attachment isn't the absence of feeling. It's the fear of feeling. A fear sharp enough to disguise itself as indifference. Second layer, the autistic spectrum. Not as a stereotype, as a neurological reality. Some autistic people describe romantic attraction as confusing, abstract, or simply absent. Not because they can't care deeply, they often care intensely. But the emotional architecture is different. They may bond through routines, passions, shared interests. Not romantic fireworks, not emotional theatrics. Something quieter, something slower, something more stable. For them, love isn't a lightning strike, it's a language that isn't native. And we forget, not all minds speak the same dialect. Third layer, asexuality and aromanticism. Two orientations that, for decades, society didn't even recognize. Some people don't feel sexual attraction. Some don't feel romantic attraction. Some feel neither. Some feel these things rarely. Some feel them only under very specific emotional conditions. Aromantic people often say, I love deeply, but not romantically. I care fiercely, but not in that way. I don't fall in love because my heart doesn't work like that. Not broken, not cold, not damaged, just different. We're only now learning that human attraction comes in dozens of configurations. Fourth layer, trauma, the kind that builds walls without asking permission. Some people don't fall in love because they've been through experiences that taught them that love equals danger. Childhood neglect, abandonment, toxic relationships, emotional abuse, a parent who loved unpredictably, a partner who weaponized affection. The brain is not poetic. It's practical. If touch once meant pain, if affection once meant manipulation, if I love you once meant I control you, then love becomes a threat. And the mind does the only thing it knows how to do. It shuts the door, not out of hatred for love, but out of a desperate desire to stay alive. Fifth layer, the dopamine economy. People fall in love because dopamine rewards connection, attraction, risk, anticipation. But some brains biologically function differently. Lower dopamine sensitivity, lower romantic reward, lower neurochemical payoff. Imagine trying to fall in love, but feeling nothing. No spark, no rush, no pull. It's not a philosophical choice. It's neurochemistry. And when society asks, "Why aren't you in love yet?" some people are left silently wondering, "Why doesn't my brain react the way everyone else's does?" Sixth layer, hyperindependence. A personality trait born from both environment and genetics. Some people are wired to rely on themselves, fiercely, instinctively, completely. They find identity in autonomy, strength in distance, clarity in solitude. Where others feel loneliness, they feel peace. For them, romantic love feels like a disruption, a dilution of identity, a compromise of self. They don't fall in love because they don't want the cost of merging. They don't want their life rearranged, their habits disrupted, their internal world split open. Independence can be a sanctuary so complete that romance feels like an invasion. Seventh layer, idealization. Some people don't fall in love because they've built love up too high. The perfect partner, the perfect romance, the perfect story, the perfect connection, and anything less than the fantasy feels like settling, feels like failure, feels like betrayal of the ideal. Their standards aren't too high, their expectations are too mythical. They wait, and wait, and wait, but love rarely arrives wearing armor and carrying destiny. It usually arrives wearing normal clothes. To those who expect lightning, rain feels like disappointment. Eighth layer, philosophy and the rejection of romance as a life goal. Some people don't fall in love because they've built meaning elsewhere. In art, in mastery, in knowledge, in exploration, in peace, in purpose. Nietzsche believed that romantic love distracts from self-overcoming. Schopenhauer dismissed it as biology in disguise. Stoics saw love as something that can cloud judgment. Some Buddhists see romantic attachment as a cause of suffering. Not everyone sees love as the ultimate human quest. Some see it as optional. Some see it as temporary. Some see it as unnecessary. They don't fall in love because they don't assign love the significance society demands. Ninth layer, social conditioning. Some people grow up in environments where emotional expression is minimal or punished. Cultures of toughness. Families that don't say, "I love you." Homes where vulnerability equals weakness. Places where affection feels unfamiliar. If you've never seen love modeled, how do you recognize it when it approaches? How do you trust a language you were never taught? 10th layer, the simple truth that few dare admit. Some people don't fall in love because they simply don't want to. Not out of trauma, not out of fear, not out of identity, not out of neurology, but out of preference. They enjoy their life as it is. Their freedom, their control, their quiet, their stability, their own mind. Love is many things: beautiful, chaotic, intoxicating, overwhelming. But it is not always compatible with everyone's ideal life structure. Some people don't fall in love for the same reason. Some people don't climb mountains. Not every human pursuit is meant for every human being. And now the most important part. You may have listened to all of this because you're thinking of someone else. Or maybe you're thinking of yourself. Whoever you're thinking about, listen carefully. A person who doesn't fall in love is not missing something. They are not a glitch in the human design. They are human design. Different minds, different hearts, different architectures, same species. Love is not our universal language. It is only one of them. But now I want to leave you with a question. The question that sits in the dark, behind everything we've just uncovered. If some people don't fall in love, and never have, and never will, then what if love itself is not a human requirement, but a human variation? And if that's true, what else about us isn't as universal as we believe?